All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Great Pretender, Season 1, Episode 15.
All right.
New arc.
New
the
arc.
Focus.
Yeah, and this is technically part 2 of when the show was having its whole, I guess, Netflix distribution dealio. So not Season 2, apparently.
Right.
But yes, part 2 of it because of just the time it was released. So ultimately all Season 1. Okay, so a Lauron arc with a woman, Dorothy.
There was a ring there.
Yeah. And we've always kind of had this vibe that Laurent was kind of the person who fell out of some kind of like love. He had his past, robbed from him in some way by his own decisions or what have you.
And what I'm interested to see, given that this is an arc based around, it would seem, the partner, right? From your, right? And yet we also had that with the previous arc. So in what circumstances is this going to be different?
Because I think it's going to be that they were married. They were actually connected. Yeah. They did have a lot of time together. They did actually spend a lot of their life, building this relationship. And he probably ended up destroying it by either his actions or the consequences of his actions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of ways they could go with this, but yeah.
I can't wait for this to be like the stakes to just go through the ceiling because, Laurent has gathered them for maybe a very particular reason, and now it's the okay.
Yeah, I could see that being the case. I think he's more just still working at Eedamura. He wants Eedamura to be an actual con artist and him to be desiring to be a con artist. And if he's working anything, it's more that he needs to have him see the value and good that we as con artists can do for those that are, we're just Robin Hoods. Yes, we rob from the rich and we give back to
ourselves.
Yes, exactly.
And all we supply jobs for all these people.
Right.
The extras in our performance.
Exactly. Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Okay.
Cool. Corgi shitting in a street. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
情けない話だけど、母さんがいなくなってから老人屋を人吉を相手に詐欺をやってたんだ。最初にターゲットにしたのはロサンゼルスの麻薬マフィアのボスエディ・カッサーの。最終的には1億ドル以上も騙し取った。部下のギャングも自由にしてやったっけ。
That's right.
他にもローランは協力者をあちこちにも。
True.
He does indeed.
なかなか愉快なクソ野郎たちで。そりゃいいことをしてるなんて思ってないよ。ただ聞いてほしかったんだ。ありがとう。
All right.
Cool.
Wizard of the Far East.
Oh.
もう少ししたらな。
Is this our character intro?
Yeah. Oh.
I think that's the first time we've actually gotten an internal perspective from him.
I think so, yep. I have never seen in an anime Morning Wood be just casually brought up, not addressed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was okay.
What?
That's paint, not blood.
You could do better.
Also, aren't they usually the ones that try and rope you into it?
No, I'm serious.
Before you try and rope me into another one, just tell me what it is ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're bringing this up. All right.
Oh. Have you forgotten who you are, Laurent?
Yeah.
あるとすれば一度くらいおめえを本当に騙したかったべ。そいつは残念。
Not happening. Okay.
Ah, so they're gonna do the job in Japan to...
Sure, it doesn't necessarily need to be a Laurent arc. That
Right.
It could just be set up for the Laurent arc.
世界中でいろんな仕事をしました。
どこら辺で？
アメリカのハリウッド、シンガポールはマリーナ・ベイ・サンズあたり、簡単に信用していただけると思っています。でも、
Be able to put your con artist skills to good use there.
あと、漢文の先生だった母から中国語を少し。
へえ、中国語も。私なんか適当英語だけだよ。ま、見習いからやってみる。
ありがとうございます。
Yeah,
また捕まらないでくれよ。
yeah. You're right.
All right.
So don't get caught.
Right. He did ask the first question that we saw. None of your family are with the police, right? Another cat! What are they doing with the cats? I'm on to you,
all foreshadowing.
show. It's foreshadowing something because we have the whole ED.
お疲れ様です。
はい、お疲れ。お、枝村くん。
はい。
仕事慣れた？
はい。転職かもしれません。
おいおい、調子。
Yeah, he's absolutely going to be used at this place.
Yeah.
六本木が本社ですか？
Just don't get arrested again.
業績も悪くない。ボーナス
Yeah.
プラス査定がつけば半年分確定だよ。
すごいな。
Very
Here we go.
Although theoretically it could just be, we need you to be a salesperson, and if you're a con artist, then...
はい、ご苦労さん。
Oh, watch. The owner is Laurent.
早く並んで。
あ、はい。
That'd be such an asshole thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Okay. Oh, shit. And she keeps going.
ありがとうございます。
Okay.
会長のお許しが出た。君は今から正規社員だ。おめでとう。
What?
ありがとう。
I feel
Part of the
we're joining
family.
I feel
I mean,
like we're
you're an
joining a
employee.
cult. I
Yeah.
feel like we're joining a cult, a gang, something else, anything but a
It's just the
corporation or a business.
Yakuza.
Yeah.
と、
Oh!
少ねえけどまあいいや。
No! No!
And literally the same thing that his dad did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
あと3軒回って帰りは。船旅になるから
Holy shit.
しっかりな。
石上さん、こんなことしちゃっていい？
もうしてるんだよね、君。ほら、早くして。
You should also
捕
know...
ったら刑務所きついよ。
立ち会い検査しますか？
Yes.
ああ、悪い悪い、トイレ行ってた。駒だ。うちの新人あんまりからかうなよ。
Oh, shit. So that wasn't even a safe person to tell.
Fuck.
Okay.
The fucky thing is that this could still be Laurent trying to show him that there are so many people out there you need to con to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
須作会長から声をかけてもらうとはな。
え？
私なんか覚えてもらうまで何年かかったか。さあ、下の会場に移動だ。
スマイルだよ、スマイル。スマイル。笑顔作
Here we go.
Uh-huh.
日本語わかんねえのか。
I love this, though, because this
Yeah.
is a way that he's getting to actually see the intricacies of what would have happened at his dad's job.
Right, and I'll bet Laurent, if he is involved in this, absolutely pushed them into this direction so that he would be like, you have a responsibility. You know
Yeah.
about the dark side of the
You're
world
done
now.
when I say you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, you are feeling swallowed by this
Oh, yeah.
world. Yeah.
自然と進むべき道が見えてくるもの。
But also, like, do this in a smart way.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
おめえがオラを誘導してはめたんだべ。
意外と早かったな。
騙せば気が済むた。
まあ、そう怒るなよ。枝豆最後の花道を東京で飾ってやろう。
アジア一帯から孤児や難民を
Oh yeah, we're aware.
世界中の金持ちどもに売りさばく。
Even among Yakuza, they're
Kiryu would never do something like this. Yeah.
Oh my god, the music, yes. Alright, sure.
And bringing every little piece together.
Yep. Yeah. You sexy son of a bitch. Alright.
兄から独立して地道に頑張ってる君のチームのスポンサーになろうと思ってね。
Yeah.
レースと同じくらい面白いゲームをしよう。台本はあるけどね。
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Well. Okay.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, we're getting
All
into
right.
the dark stuff. Let's
That's-
go. The world has
Yeah.
a dark underbelly.
Uh-huh.
And yes. This is actually happening, and we're going to go right into it. Let's go. I'm really excited because our protagonists never lose, right? So we're actually going to take down a human trafficking ring.
Yep.
Let's
Awesome.
go. But that doesn't
Great.
feel like a thing that's necessarily going to pay well.
No, and that's where.
So-
well, I mean, okay, human traffickers, I'm sure, have a lot of money.
Right. But the reason why I think is because they're moving tons of money through different channels. You have all these people coming in.
Yeah.
They're the ones with all the money. They're the ones buying these people and stuff.
Right, and given how powerful they are, how do you actually take them down? Because I'm sure, like the person at the border, right?
Right.
You know, yes, they could have absolutely been a totally safe person. It's just, oh, these are regulars. Yeah, we know these
Yep.
people. Yeah, we're just joking with them. You know.
Yeah.
But the implication that who knows how far the tendrils of the influence of this company,
Right.
you know, this group goes,
Right.
was very intentional, right?
Yeah.
So the idea that just because, like, Eedamura maybe wouldn't even be able to necessarily go to the police because he goes to some cop. He doesn't know if they're a dirty cop or whatever, right?
Yep.
Oh, hey, yeah.
And that's the other scary thing about these kinds of things is that usually the people that are buying the people are then the ones that are also potentially in power because they have the money to be able to do these kinds of things.
Yeah.
So they could have all kinds of protection and stuff, and then you're suddenly,
To
waking up to somebody,
Shiving you or
killing you. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Exactly. And even if the person that you go to maybe is totally legit, the red tape and process of something like this.
We just literally had this happen in the real world, like not
Yes.
long ago. Epstein didn't kill himself.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody
It's a bad
knows
joke.
that. And
Yeah.
that's how fucking terrifying this is that everybody knows it
Yep.
and nothing is happening.
Right.
At least that we know of. But yeah. So
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's have,
This will be fun.
Yeah, this will be really fun. And oh my God, I love that it was so easy to basically have Eedamura be like, wait a fucking minute. Lauron, you little shit. And he's like, oh, you cut on quick. Damn. Like,
faster.
I made up a little shell company that would then rope you in eventually to going in with the actual Yakuza group that does all the human trafficking and stuff. And it's the like, yeah, that was easy because they love doing this stuff. They had disassemble and have a little fake shell company that then is we use this to recruit people. And they're like, oh, you can speak these languages. Oh, you've done crime stuff in the past. We can leverage
And
that.
no police in the family?
You know police in the family? Okay, yeah. You're the good kind of person that we can
and I love how
blackmail into working with us forever,
But then on top of that, the idea that Eedamura is like, oh, I'm being promoted through the ranks so quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe because they have stuff for like yeah, I'm okay, after this,
Yeah.
like third time's a charm because he also had his original job and all that stuff.
Right, but there's a scale. There's
No,
a
no,
scale.
there's a
'Cause
scale.
He probably thought, okay, this could be something that's a little bit sus. But he probably didn't think it was going to go all the way to human trafficking.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. No. There's a difference between knowing something sus, between
Right.
knowing like, oh God, my life is in danger.
Yeah,
I can't do anything,
exactly.
otherwise I'm dead.
Right, there's the
Oh my God.
okay, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like some, faking of the books,
Right,
kind of
right.
a thing, right? Like, okay, all right.
But I'm desperate, man. I need to
Yeah.
find someone to actually take me because that's the thing that's sad for Eedamura. He was in prison.
They were
So
the only people that took him.
They were the only people that took him.
Uh-huh.
And that's the classic, Lauron's like, see,
Oh
there's
yeah,
no world out there for
he
you.
had enough of a problem with that after his first job, right? And that whole thing. Then he actually spent time in prison.
Right.
And then, yeah, so really what you need to do at this
Move
point...
out of Japan.
Well, I mean, yes.
Because, U.S., we hire people all the time that have criminal backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the best jobs and stuff like that. But I've heard how it is in Japan. If you have a stain on your record or reputation in that regard, they're vicious. They don't give a fuck.
And also, come over to the U.S. and really forget, the not high-paying jobs. Just go to the law enforcement and say, I want to work for you. I can do these things. I have an experience with these things.
These are all the things that I've done that are, shady.
Yeah.
But,
some of the highest paying legit jobs in the U.S. are, oh, you are a shady person? Cool. Come work for us, right? Awesome. We could use your experience.
To catch the other shady people.
Yeah. Or oh, you were a person that did a bunch of crazy computer stuff and whatnot that's bad. Cool, come test our system.
Be security basically.
Right,
kind of thing. Yeah. But all that to say, he wants to go and have a life in Japan, in Tokyo, have his his place of peace and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was having it, and of course. He ended up finally finding a job, and it gets ripped away. Fucking Lauron. But the thing is that I love the way Lauron's playing this. Because this is not just I suckered you in here so that we could do another hit on somebody.
It's a specific
thing for you, Eedamura, because you know what your father did. It would not take any level of effort on Lauron's part to know everything about your father.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and he probably is setting this up for a big job that's going to change the way that you see the world.
Oh, yeah.
And potentially your father.
And also, he called Lauron, right? Yes, he realized that Lauron led him to this.
Yes.
But, it's okay, in a situation like this, who can I actually trust and rely on, right? Yeah, it's this son of a bitch,
This blonde himbo, yeah.
Right, exactly. It's not going to the police or whatever, because when have they ever actually done right by me? The one time that I thought they would, and they still didn't, were fake police.
Yep.
And in a different country. So, yeah.
Fuck. But Laurent has a backstory, and we're getting into it. So this is a combo arc in that this is not just Laurent, but it's both him and Eedamura, which is fun because we don't have to do both of their full stories in this arc. This could be the beginning of that.
I actually will say, though, I could see this arc being a double arc, where within this actual arc we go bigger because with the first
human
arc,
trafficking in general should go big. Yeah,
but this is a whole ass empire and stuff. With the first arc, yes, Casino was a whole crime family, all that stuff, but the angle of the stuff that they were doing was very specific and very much, as from what it would seem of just we're going to get money off of this.
Well, right.
This is the kind of
someone's house.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, we will have to work to get to the point where we could even try to do a con on the head honcho of this, but then also on top of that, Eedamura wouldn't be satisfied with just a con. Sure. He would absolutely be no, we need to actually take these people down. And so that's probably going to be a much more complicated and involved process.
Right.
And so if they wanted to have it be something where it's okay, this is the really serious shit now, everything else was basically practice runs to, make sure that we could handle the pressure and things.
Right. We needed a pilot inevitably that could be used for a specific part of this job. What do you know? We're already seeing the first instances of our prince being brought in and his dashing self with his plane. And it's what do you know? You actually would do this.
Yep.
Especially if we told you it's going to be in that way that, you've done in the past. But they might even tell him no, this is for a really good cause.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to do a lot of good for the world.
Just read the docket.
Yep.
Read the docket.
Just read it. Yep.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff because Lauron as a character is a mystery box. You can do almost anything with him.
Yep.
And in some ways, that's a bit of a thing where the writing of the story has allowed him to hand wave away most anything. But in this arc, we are promised to coalesce him into a single figure. What is his actual face behind the mask? And we saw, at the very least, he's a lover. He was romantically entangled with someone.
Yep.
And at the very least, we saw a simpler side of him. going and hiking up a mountain in the cold at night.
Yeah, to see
while
the
having her
northern
on his
lights,
back
probably.
in order to see the aurora borealis. That's really sweet, but that's also the kind of thing that our ostentatious, larger than life, crime man.
Yeah, it's a lot more
need to
grounded
do.
than what.
It's way more grounded. Yeah. So I'm excited to see the way they follow up with that.
Also, props to the Morningwood joke. That was great. Yeah. I mean,
Just like, sure. Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
Yep. But yeah.
Also, I guess maybe if they focused a lot on Eedamura giving a bit of a recap thing that might have even been anime original to his mother, probably just to bring people up to speed with where things are at here. That is another through line for why the arc is focused on.
Yes, it brought it back to his roots.
Yeah.
With a very good meta benefit of, hey, refresh everybody on what's happened.
Right.
Oh, and then also, hey, we're about to go into your roots, and that's a fun double blind where it's like we're gonna do this thing that might make us think, now we're going into Eedamura's arc. Oh no, wait, no, this is just okay, good, yeah, let's make sure we understand his motivations. No, it actually is relevant.
It is relevant,
very relevant.
Yeah. I would love the twist to be that his father was actually a con man as well, specifically the type that was trying to do what he could to take down.
Yeah, it's I worked with your daddy and we failed the first attempts.
Or like I knew of his work.
Well, sure, but
that.
if they wanted to make it be extra spicy, have it be this is the second attempt.
Right, that's why I care about you so much.
That's why it needs to be you, and that's why I've been building towards this for so long.
Sure.
Because we're going to get it right this time, and this is how you can know exactly what the stakes are. This is how it went wrong the previous time.
It'd be really fucked though. To see in what ways potentially, if they had any connection in the past, Lauron could have thrown him under the bus to save himself or something.
Throwing him under the bus could be fabricating the whole potential connection with his dad, because because
this is all speculation.
This is all speculation, but
if this is where the story formulaically has been doing its stuff, is that it introduces within the first episode of a job almost all the things that you would need to know how it's all connected. There's usually one or two things that are introduced later, but very little.
We haven't gotten much build up to future jobs in previous jobs unless it's at the end is the lead in, right? So I think it's going to be for the both of them here, and that would be a way that it would make a lot of sense. But again, how does Eedamura trust Lauron?
Well, he trusts him because he
knows motivations, and then
he knows what he wants. He knows what he wants, and that's where we kind of in the audience thing we have to second guess that because Eedamura thinks he knows what he wants, which is money, and that he's a very simple man in that regard. But that's what's being set up to be subverted here. He is not the blonde himbo. He is not actually the dumbass going around Robin Hooding his way across the world. He is actually a very, very hands in the pies of a lot of things manipulator.
Yes.
He's a very good one, but the reason why he does this can't just be about money. He's probably made more money than he could ever know what to do with.
Oh, yeah.
So, therefore, his reason for doing this is an emotional one, a very simple one. And whatever that is, this might be the time where we finally see the actual true man.
I get the feeling it's not just because it's how he gets his kicks.
No.
Yeah.
No. Because in a lot of ways, getting his kicks specifically for this would involve him being more directly involved in it, I would say. He would be less in the background having other people do this stuff. Although he would want to maybe see the people's reactions and stuff like that.
Although there is that part of me where it's the fact that Lauron is not involved in so many jobs except for specific key aspects.
Right.
That does give me the vibe of he's a master con artist, but also he's a big enough deal that he wants to make sure his face is not shown whenever possible.
Right, but that's the part where it gets back into they're not in a gang together. There is no hierarchy.
Right.
He is the one that has maybe his net worth, but Cynthia has her own net worth that might even be bigger than his because she has her own fucking island.
Yeah.
So the idea that he's ordering them around or anything like that, I think is ludicrous. It's more that he's such a good manipulator that he feels like a peer to all of them, and yet he is absolutely making the ship and the crew dance to his,
and that's
song.
That's
and
probably
dance.
where he would have wanted to have the specific, engineer Cynthia's arc to happen, because with Abby, he doesn't need to do as much because they cover such different skill sets, right? And so
he just needs her to not have this death wish.
Yeah, exactly, because that complicates her work.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Right.
But then with Cynthia, it's hey, I need to make sure that you will be properly, invested, motivated, whatever.
You know what actually makes sense for it with Cynthia? She's a career woman. She's been in this game for a long time. So the idea is that he needed someone on equal wealth impact playing field as him in this whole thing.
Oh, because it's this big of a job.
Because it's this big of a job.
It's we are going to get crazy with this. We're
going to be spending...
my fortune that I've been saving up, I didn't buy a private
island. I didn't have enough.
Because... Yeah, we're going to be dropping 9 figures on the setup for this con.
Right.
And then maybe it's not even then about the money, and it's that's where he gets real with Eedamura. He's like, this is why it had to be you, because you would end up being in what we're doing here is some crazy dangerous shit, and that's why I had you do the LA case as the test run to see if you actually had the nerves for it, because I know you'd have the motivation for it.
Yeah.
Because we are actually in this way, I am actually like you maybe. And no, it's not about the money, but goddamn, what we're about to do is crazy.
Yeah, and I could see that that's why he used things like the phrase "going out" or "going," ending in a blaze of glory. Basically,
right.
It's that's
follow your heart and all that stuff.
Right. It's the kind of things where he's speaking to the choir here, or preaching to the choir. He's having his own words that he tells himself, basically being brought up in that regard.
Well, at the same time, that could all just be the nice little thing that he serves up to Eedamura to get him to do what he wants, and it's actually something completely different.
Yep. But who's to know?
So
know? Now
we'll find
we get
out.
to know who he is and what he isn't.
Yep.
So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.